My energy read for you today is about fear. I wrote, they want to implant fear and scarcity to keep you away from creation and life expansion. Fear creates delusion, anxiety, pain, and suffering that hasn't even happened yet. So how do you stay in the light when the world wants to keep you in the dark? This has been probably the thing that I have seen the most lately, if not basically all of eternity of life. Fear manipulates. And if you allow your fear of speaking, of being unique, of being authentic, standing in your truth, to keep you away from your future, from where you want to go, then that is exactly what, in a weird, messed up way, the world was created. Or it wasn't created to keep you in fear, but the dark forces that I truly believe in and those dark energies that I feel are trying to keep the light away. Because light is expansion, light is clarity, light is love. It's this peace, it's love. And darkness has always fought with the light to be more powerful. But the only reason why they're more powerful is because they manipulate, they make you do things that they want you to do. You're not living in your clarity. You're not living in your light. You're not living in your truth. You're not living the life that you want to live. You're living a life that outside of you is showing you this is how you want to live. You want to have the fancy cars. You want to have the big houses. You want to have all of these things that don't create happiness. They don't create love. They're just materialistic items that you start to accumulate over time, but they're not fulfilling. True fulfillment is love. True fulfillment is coming home to a happy home where you feel immersed in love by your spouse, by your children, by your family, by the good person that you are, that you go out into the world and you do good and you are good and you give out that good energy. That is fulfillment. Energy in physical form of money simply helps us expand in a way that love and spending time with our family cannot. So it's simply just a different form of an energetic aspect, but it's not a love fulfilling form. It's not something that truly fulfills us, because if it did, we wouldn't be living in the world that we're living in right now. Chaos, pain, suffering, anger, jealousy, anxiety, stress, fear, all of these lower vibrational, energetic frequencies that don't fulfill you. They don't make you feel good. And we're out there putting ourselves out there, trying to find some type of connection towards materialistic items, because success in our world is showing us that if we have the big fancy house and the big car and the big thing and all the money, now we are supposed to feel fulfilled, because that's what those people are portraying. But what they're not portraying is the pain and the suffering and the anxiety and the loneliness and the sadness that they're feeling because of being in a place where they had to sell their souls and sell parts of themselves to be in the limelight, where no one sees your true self. They only see what you put out, which is another very deep dynamic of the world that we're living in, because of everything on Instagram and TikTok and just so visual. We're just so visual, but we're not understanding the truth of what we're feeling, of who we are deep down inside. And if you could really pull those two worlds apart, you would start to see that everything that we physically see with our eyes is not always legit. It's not always exactly the way that we're portraying it, because our perspective is guided by so many different aspects. Our childhood, things that we feel, things that we've gone through, relationships, dynamics. There's just so much that when you do that research and you understand that what the physical eye perceives has so many deeper components to it before it gets to a final conclusion of this is the entirety of what I'm looking at. And that's why we're sold things that we don't need. That's why we're in debt. That's why we are living in the society that we're living in, because we're living off of our eyesight and not our true intuition, our guidance from within. And if you allow that within to guide you, then fear, anxiety, stress, depression, all of that lower energy doesn't exist anymore. Because that is only implementing something that is not even happening yet. And it's only implementing it into your brain to make you feel fear so that you do something that you know is not right out of the fear that maybe it could possibly happen. But when you trust your soul, when you trust your heart, when you trust the universe, when you trust something deeper than what you can physically see, your fear will disintegrate. It still exists at some point, but once, in the sense of disintegrate, meaning that once you clarify the truth of what's happening and you bring yourself back down and you reconnect to your heart and to your soul, that's when the fear goes away, because you overpowered the fear. You overrode it. Because you know the truth is in your heart, not in your physical eye. And that can change your life immensely when you truly start to believe in faith over fear. In truth, in where we came from, energy exists. Energy is not created nor destroyed. We are energy. We are a frequency. We are the light. Create from within. Because when you create from within, then the world that lives outside of you will be so much more magical and beautiful and fulfilling and full of love and light and power. And the materialistic items will or may be part of that, but it won't be everything, so that if those things go away, you don't go with it, because you know that that car, that house, that thing, you can come back and get it again.